4.5 inches by width of fabric of this fabric, and now I've subcut it into 3-inch pieces and 4-inch pieces. She said 3 1/4, but I thought do 4, make it easy on yourself, because I use my June Taylor and it runs by the 1/2 inch. So I've got these colors cut out. Now I'm getting ready to cut the main background, and most of the stars are going to use this. So I'm getting ready. I've got 2 strips here, 2 strips here, doubled, and a nice sharp blade, and I'm going to cut the selvages off. This is my Martelli rotary cutter, which I love dearly. See why I like using this. Makes very fast work of cutting. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and 32. And I do believe I need 36. So yeah. I need only 4, so I'll just do 1 strip right now. Now I have 36 4.5 by 3-inch pieces. Now I'm cutting 4.5 by 4, and I have to do 36 of these. So this is 4, 8, 12, not big enough. Okay, scraps. Now these I can make big enough. These will be big enough. Okay, so now I have 4, 8, 12, 14. So I need 12 more. I have 2 more strips. I'll get ready to cut. it up here. Now I'm cutting off the selvage. And 14 now make 26. Now this is 8 more, so it looks okay. So the first thing I do is I take the pieces that I sewed by hand, put them under this template, match them up along this line here, and then trim off any excess edges so that I make sure that I'm accurate as possible. There. Now I'm ready to piece together the box. Okay. So now I'm going to make this paper pieced block. And I only need 4 of these. And then I need 36 of the others. Yes. I take and put this on the back, and I know that's going to feel funny, but that's how you do it, and that way you can see you use the side with the lines to do the sewing, and that way you can see them. The first piece I pin here, pin into place facing up, and I have already folded the paper piece pattern, folded the lines so I know exactly where to lay everything. And that helps me make sure that I'm in the right place. Then it says here, I go to number 2. That's the piece I put on next. So I come here and I lay it in place even with this edge. Then I fold this back to make sure that I have the fabric in the right location. If the fabric were any more this way, I'd be too short. As it is, I'm still going to move it down this way just a touch, fold, check it again. Alright, now I'm going to sew on this side along this line. Now I'm going to press. Now I've pressed. Then I take the larger piece, put it on this side, even with this dark blue line of the original. Now I'm just going to cut this off because I know I don't need this. See, I trimmed some of that excess. Now it's along the blue line, and I fold back to make sure that this is well placed. And it is, so now I'll sew. And just so you know, on paper piecing, you sew 3 or 4 stitches before the line and 3 or so stitches after the line. Now I've pressed it. So what I do now is take my scissors and cut on the outer line. Do not take the paper off until you have sewn these blocks into place. Because understand, doing it this way, you're liable to have biased edges. If you take the paper off too soon, you're going to get stretching. And then it'll be a mess. It will not look right and will not fit right. Okay, so I trim on the outside line. And to make this a little easier to handle, I cut out the paper piece with plenty of edge of paper around it. And then once I've sewn it, then I cut it even with the outside line. Because you can see the dotted line, that is your seam allowance, and the outside line is the one you cut on. Okay, I'm coming to the point, and there we go. And now that I've trimmed it, you see, I've got a perfect triangle like I had here. So I'm going to do one more. And the main thing is you line this up with the edge on the wrong side of the paper. See, this is the side you sew on. This is the side you line it up. Make sure you fold it back along the sewing line to make sure that you've got enough fabric to cover all of this. And it will. So now I'm going to turn it over. Run it. Do the sewing machine, sewing a couple inches before, a couple stitches before and a couple stitches after. Then you fold it back and give it a press. So how you know where to cut here is you fold it on the next sewing line, fold it back, and you can see right here. Cut it even, leaving it 1/4 of an inch. Cut off anything that extends past. Then line up your next fabric with the other fabrics. Fold this forward. Make sure you're well within the fabric, and I am, so now you sew. Don't forget, sew on the printed side. Okay. Now, you press this back and then cut it out as before. I wanted to show you where I made a mistake. Here I didn't fully check and the fabric didn't go fully down to the end. And since it was cut short, I worried. I tried to sew a little further in to catch it. Unfortunately, do you see how it makes it off? So I'm going to have to cut another piece for here. So when that happens, don't worry, just cut another piece of fabric. On kits, they're very careful to give you extra fabric so that you don't, when you make a mistake, you don't have to panic. Okay, so I've taken another piece of fabric. This time I was a little more careful and made sure it goes all the way down. And now I'll get ready and sew it. Okay, so now this fully fits. It's in the right place. I can press it.